And we're back. What's goody, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Assassin 4. If you can look at us right now, as you can see, we finally got the starting five back together, baby. What's up to my bros, man? Man, we got my boy C Note. What's going on, man?
What it do? What up? What up? What up?
We got Fable's finest outside J. Cole. We got my boy BT. What's good, man?
What's good, yo? Just chilling,
We got D Dr. Esquire in the building. What's good with you, Dave?
Man, what's up, y'all? What's going on?
And welcome back, my boy, my homie, Charlotte's Plug. What's going on with my boy T? How you been, man?
You know how I am, bro. Scheming.
Here we go.
Well, I saw the hand roll. You know what?
That nigga did the bird, man.
That's a different nigga.
If you haven't been peeping, T been out here in these streets going to ACC Media Day, getting some good content on that. And his boy Royal, friend of the show, they've been on that joint, man. Just want to say proud of the bros doing their thing, man. But listen here, man, we have a lot to cover, man. Last weekend was a wild weekend of sports. We talking about major college football games, going into some NFL games, and then we got some breaking news coming out of NFL. And then, of course, we're going to talk some NBA, but back to the NFL, man. Hey, look, man, they say when things happen, they happen in threes. We literally had 3 trades the other day. We got Devontae Adams finally getting traded. He's on his way to the Jets. Then, surprisingly, a few hours after that, Amari Cooper is out of Cleveland. He's free, and he's on his way to Buffalo. And then Minnesota was like, fuck it, man. We just want to be in the news. They traded for Cam Akers from the Texans. So, y'all, it looks like teams are trying to gear up. After the first quarter, teams are gearing up for the next 3 quarters of stretch, man. Which trade do y'all feel like is the most impactful, and who you think really improved from getting these wide receivers and Minnesota getting this running back? I'll start with you, T.
I look at Buffalo. They definitely upgraded because Josh Allen's been carrying the Bills to a 4-2 record so far. But you watched their last several games, they really struggled on offense. One game, he was, 9 for 30, 9 for 31.
Yeah.
Receivers can't really get separation. So that will open up their offense. Buffalo, them beating the Jets, they have a stranglehold on the AFC East at the moment. They're pretty much 2 games ahead of everybody. Miami, 2 is banged up. The Jets are a mess, and New England's rebuilding, basically starting from scratch. So really for Buffalo, it's about 2 teams, Baltimore and Kansas City. And this trade helps them get that closer to possibly competing with both those teams. I don't think they're on that level yet because the Ravens, after a tough start, you could argue they're the best team in football at the moment. And Kansas City's Kansas City. We know what they're going to do when it's January. As long as they have Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes over there, you can't count them out. So I think it puts them a step closer to where they want to be. But they're not quite there yet. We'll see how things gel.
I feel it. So is anybody feeling the Devontae Adams trade? We feel like this is just Aaron Rodgers trying to cover up from another mistake after they flop on Monday Night Football. They did all this shuffling in the coaching staff, fired Robert Saleh, made somebody offensive coordinator. They demoted Nathaniel Hackett, and yet they only stood up, put up 20 points. So they still right at their average. So was this Devontae Adams move more for like good press, or was this like a move that's going to finally get them over the hump and finally start them getting more wins and down the road into the season? Cena, what you thinking, man?
That move, if you ask me, it's a wash in a sense. If anybody's going to benefit from it, it's going to be Garrett Wilson because he's going to be open. You're going to have Adams that's going to get double teamed, and Rodgers is going to find a way to force that ball to him because we know how they have their connection. They've been having that connection for years now.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers he got his boy back. That's really what matters to him. He's going to go with jump balls like crazy. So he's going to try to force that ball to Adams. I foresee him throwing maybe about 2 to 3 additional picks just because of that. And then he's going to notice that he has Garrett Wilson that's going to be open, but it's going to be too late at that point.
For sure. Dave?
Yeah. I like it simply just because Devontae's out of Las Vegas. He's in a better situation, better quarterback. Doesn't necessarily get the Jets over the hump, but I think the Jets will be a bit better on offense. I think they'll this causes a little bit of a difference, makes a bit of not a big difference, but I think it's enough for them to make a push for like the wild card. Because when you think of kind of how, I know we only like 5 or 6 games in, but when you think of it as of how things are looking now, their competition is going to be teams like the Steelers, teams like the Chargers, the Colts, um, maybe the Bengals, like teams that are going to be fighting for that wild card spot most likely. So I think
Mhm.
with that offense, and if the defense can play a little bit better, because we know they have talent on defense. So if I think from what I saw the last game against Buffalo, like I like what I saw in the first half. I think they were a little bit more explosive, and I think Devontae Adams will add to that. If
Mhm.
how that can translate across 60 minutes, we'll
Yeah.
see. But I think it's enough to get them in the playoffs.
Okay. BT, before I get to you, I just want to mention like the Vikings are still undefeated, and they felt like they needed to make a move and make sure they shore up that running back position. In my opinion, Cam Akers, I don't think he's no slouch and everything, but I just thought it was interesting, and the timing was interesting because they did have a running back named Dalvin Cook, and they decided not to pay him. So now I guess they just going to do a running back by committee and shuffling and everything. And as we see right now, the NFC North is looking like the powerhouse division this year. Literally, they like the first team since like the '70s to have all four teams have at least 4 wins up in the first 6 weeks of the season. So that's impressive. And when you're thinking that the Bears, they got a rookie quarterback, and this is like Jordan Love's first season being the guy. It's like no more question marks about that. The Vikings undefeated with Sam Darnold as their quarterback, and we pretty figured we figured like Detroit was going to be what they're going to be like. It's sad to see Aiden Hutchinson go down like that, but they still look like a powerhouse over there. Like that run game is lethal. Jared Goff feels like he's finally found his team. He's comfortable in that situation. So I guess after they saw what Detroit did to Dallas, they was like they just need to find a way to get a little bit more explosive. But back to Devontae Adams, BT, they have a big game against the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Steelers, we know they was one of the teams that was into Devontae Adams. They was looking into him. But how do you feel like Devontae Adams is going to help the Jets against the Steelers defense? Because we know the Steelers defense is no joke.
Well, he's coming off that hammy, so I don't think he's gonna be 100%. But like
Mm-hmm.
Corey said, man, I think he can open it up more for Garrett Wilson because even like a 70% Devontae is a threat out there. So
True.
you still gotta keep eyes on him no matter what because he got the hands. His route running is elite.
Mhm.
So I just think it's gonna open it up more for Garrett. Probably the tight ends a little bit more. And Brees Hall, for the love of
Ooh,
football, bro, you on my fantasy team, bro. You've been stinking it
Yeah,
up.
he ain't
Can you
doing nothing.
please?
yeah.
Can
Hey,
you
He got me.
please give
Hey,
me
he got me
something,
some.
bro?
I ain't gonna. He got me some yards this last game, man. He just
Yeah,
blew me. He just blew me with Paul. He just pissed me off when he didn't get into the end zone. It's like I hate when you run 60+ yards and you get
And you
tackled
don't
at
know.
like the two, and you get tackled the two of
yeah,
the one. I was like, what's the point of you doing all this, man? Like, come on.
yeah, man. But I think he can open it up, for Garrett and Brees Hall because they can't stack the box. I noticed
Yeah.
the team's been stacking the box against the Jets too, so I'll give him that
Mm.
benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's open it up more for them. Do I think it's gonna move the needle? No, I think the AFC is Kansas City, Buffalo, and Baltimore. Houston is that fourth team I see, and then maybe the Jets afterward.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Jets might still not make the playoffs after making this move. That's just me personally. I
You
just
might be
feel
right.
like they're 2 games back, and then it's so many teams jumble at their whether it's like the Bengals are 2-4. You still got some teams in the AFC North. You got the Texans. You got all these teams in the AFC. The Chargers are looking good. They could be sneaking. They could sneak in for a playoff spot. So we just got to see, and this matchup against the Steelers is going to be real key to see how the rest of the season is going to shape up. And speaking of the Steelers, we got more news. It seems like Russell Wilson's out here taking starter reps, even though Justin Fields has led the Steelers to a 4-2 start. I don't know what's going on, man. Somebody explain it to me. I feel like Justin Fields did more than enough to keep himself as the starter going forward until he really does something drastic like he did in Chicago like the past 2 seasons. But why the shakeup, fellas? Like, what's really going on in Pittsburgh?
I honestly think I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I honestly think it's because of Russell's contract, man. I think they want to get something out of that contract because there's no reason why if you're gonna bench a 4-2 quarterback. I mean, I want to do it. That's crazy to me. He has done nothing to lose that starting position right now. But I never thought Tomlin would be. I wonder, is it Tomlin making this call or the higher ups? That's what I wonder.
The higher ups.
So what I do think that is his contract, but I think that he has a clause in his contract that says that he has to be the starter. Because even if y'all remember when they first when they first signed him, it was, Russ is gonna be our starter. That's what it was from day one. So that's how it sounds to me because it's no reason why. I don't care, and which we know how Pittsburgh's front office is. They don't really make too many crazy decisions. I don't feel like that's a decision that they would be like, hey, nah, we're gonna sit this guy who's doing good for us. Because even in Ben's rookie year, if we remember all the way back like that, when Ben took over the rookie, when he took over the job in week 2, it was no turning back at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't sound like that's a front office type thing. That sounds like that was in Russ's contract. Like he made sure that was in his contract for him to be the starter.
Who's that nigga agent?
I had to look that up, especially when we look back at how the situation went exiting Denver. So I really believe that he made sure that was put in his contract.
I mean,
Mark Rogers. Mark Rogers is his agent.
Rogers, okay. Smart.
But you can see it's already affecting the Pittsburgh Steelers team. It's like you could some of them players are already heated, bro. Like it's like, what are we doing?
They know what's coming.
Man, they just can't play. They just can't play mixtape poodle no more, man. It's tragic. It's tragic, dog.
Oh, no, that's facts.
Can't play no
Bow
Wow
my
either.
collection.
No,
no 50 Cent. I'm walking in that bitch playing Can't Leave Him Alone.
Damn.
Man, it's gotta suck to be in a locker room when you have a band playlist. Like, what we doing, man?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, fuck it. I play Body Party. Future Road.
Hey, chill.
This nigga.
Yo, you been acting different, dog. I promise you been acting different. I'll fuck with it though, because I'll do the same shit. Play Body Party, bro. Like, that shit was a banger.
It was though.
That shit was cold, bro.
Fond memories. That's all I can say.
Shout out to Lotus. That's some stuff.
But man, T, any final thoughts about the Pittsburgh Steelers having Russell trying to be the starter quarterback?
Nah, I mean, y'all pretty much said it, bro. Like, there has to be something behind the scenes. I mean, with Justin Fields, like, great statistically, no, but he did what you needed him to do. He had 10 touchdowns, only 1 interception. He made plays with his legs, something that Russell Wilson can't do anymore. The Steelers don't have great weapons on the outside.
No, they don't.
So you need a quarterback that can extend plays with his legs. So I really don't understand what else Justin Fields really could have done with what was surrounding him. I mean, they only scored 17 points with the Cowboys. Their defense is whatever. But, I mean, outside of the Cowboys game, I mean, you really can't argue that Fields did anything to lose the job. But they had to promise Russ that he would have an opportunity to start. But, it's already not really going over well in the locker room. And Steelers fans are pissed. Justin Fields is just another example, Dre, like you said, of getting drafted to the wrong situation, not being developed properly.
Yeah.
And now he went from, being in a place where maybe he was developing to going back to the bench just doesn't make much sense to me.
Nah, and that's how you kill QBs in this league. Like when you start taking away their confidence or they feel like they're getting short end of the stick, like that mental it just shots them, man. I always feel like Justin Fields has the talent to be the star quarterback. It's there. Like, did he need some refinement? Like, did he need to like learn how to go through progression? Yes, a lot of QBs had to learn that coming into the league, but you couldn't tell me, like, for instance, we got Anthony AR-15, Anthony Richardson over there in Indianapolis. As far as I'm concerned, they look better with Joe Flacco as the QB than when he was in there. So but I would say that I'm gonna say that for another day. I'm gonna say that for another day, though. But God, I know we got a lot to discuss about.
It's
We got a
facts.
lot. It's facts, though. But because college football that October 12th, all I can say it lived up to the billing. It was literally impactful games from noon until damn near 1 o'clock in the morning. Like niggas stood up, niggas stood up for all that shit, man. You talking about? I didn't expect it, but that Alabama South Carolina game was crazy. Then USC guys, welcome to the Big Ten moment, going against Penn State. Then we had Oregon versus Ohio State. Then we had Colorado versus Kansas State, and it was other platform games because even them bum ass Gators.
Oh,
Them bum
man.
ass,
Hold up. You forgot one game, my boy. You forgot one game. I'm sorry.
I was coming to that.
You coming to that?
I was
All right,
coming.
my bad.
Man, you turn your screen on for nothing. See, you did. See, damn.
Pick.
Turn to see. You mess it up. You messed it up, man.
My bad.
I was coming.
Dog. My bad.
We got his hood on and everything.
I just wanted to get these bum ass Gators out the way because they lost to Tennessee and shit. Then now we could talk about LSU versus the Bamas in Mississippi. There we go, BT. We're gonna go ahead since you already since she coming in hot, bro. Go ahead, get your shit off, bro.
Hey, man. If it's any coach I hate, bro, and hate is a strong word, so I just say strong.
It is.
Dislike. If it's any coach I strongly dislike, it's Lane Kiffin, bro. This nigga is a straight clown. All right, so I'm gonna be biased. Ole Miss was winning the whole game, bro. I was sitting here pissed. They was winning the whole game. We get to the fourth quarter. It's 16-23. You know what I'm saying? My quarterback been playing bad. Whole game been playing bad. Made a couple of throws. It was 4th and 5 with 30 seconds left. 4th and 5, son. At the 23-yard line, this man dropped back, threw a fucking dart to the end zone.
Bro.
Bow. Overtime, bro. I was so fucking hyped. Ole Miss get the ball first. Kick a field goal, 56 yards. I'm like, damn, okay, the kicker throw for that, bro. First play, LSU got the ball. 25-yard dot to Kyron Lacy. Game. Boy, I was so fucking hyped, son.
That shit was so cold.
That shit was so cold, bro. Because last year, dog, they beat LSU 55-49. I was pissed. Because how'd you give up 55 points and you score 49? I was pissed, bro. But this year, my defense stepped it up, sacked that bitch-ass nigga 6 times. Rushed him like, everything was like 12 times, you know what I'm saying? And hit him. They was smacking that nigga all game. And just to see Lane Kiffin face at the end of the game.
Hurt.
And then a quarterback in the press conference was like,
defeated.
I don't know how we lost. I don't know how we lost. I'm like, they scored more points than you, my boy. That's how you lost.
It's simple math. It's like simple math, really. I mean, I don't know what they got going on with that education at that school. I mean, I know they just there for the NIL money. They don't got a lot of me about that, but I mean, at least go to one of your classes. At least go to math. Like you need to learn how to count the money.
Yep. And then one more thing, Brian. So Lane Kiffin was talking about A&M a couple of years ago, talking about he's buying players. He's buying players to go to the playoffs. So the whole offseason, Ole Miss spent hella money on these players just to get to the 12-team playoffs. They spent hella money on all these players just to lose 2 games already. Then you got Georgia in a couple of weeks.
Well,
bum ass niggas ain't going to the playoffs.
Nope.
And you did all that talking about Texas A&M when you did the same shit and got nothing to show for it.
But this is Lane.
Nothing to show for it, bro. He's a straight clown.
This is Lane, though. We all know about Lane. He does everything to try and win and always loses. That's his motto.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin with an M.
Lane. So he might be Florida coach next year. If he go to y'all Florida, good luck. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, please. Oh, please. Oh, please.
Good luck.
That'd be so filthy.
Y'all don't put it past Lane. This is the same coach you heard at press conference at Tennessee talking about. I'm not leaving. The very next day.
Yeah, SEC pass around, man. Yeah, SEC pass around. Yep. Oh my God. Damn.
The fine.
And then you still gonna end up losing to LSU because we still gonna beat that ass. You know what I'm saying? So it don't even matter where you coach at. You still gotta face LSU and you still gonna lose. So it don't matter.
Yeah, we're gonna smack them too. Shit.
Y'all definitely gonna smack them.
But since we still in the SEC, AVT, I know you was watching that too. That SEC, that South Carolina Alabama game, that joint was more entertaining than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, like one thing going in the game, a lot of people didn't think South Carolina had a chance, but if you actually watch South Carolina, their D line is actually pretty damn good.
And I feel like,
and Bama's O line. We've seen the last couple of years, like Alabama just hasn't had the same offensive lines like they normally do. If you have a pass rush, you can really get to Bama. But, Bama did what they needed to do to win. But they have Tennessee, another team that's kind of been struggling recently. So this Bama-Tennessee game on Saturday is looking like an elimination game. Losers out. And I don't know what's going on at Bama. You lose to Vanderbilt after beating Georgia. But, like I told you, for some reason, Alabama just has Georgia's number. But we're going to find out about these SEC teams because they all got to play each other. Like, Georgia can redeem themselves versus Texas, but right now, Texas is like the best team in the country at the moment.
Outright, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oregon looks good. Oh, my bad. I was going to say, Oregon proved to me they showed something after struggling at the beginning, so I'm not going to count them out. But right now, it's Texas, it's Oregon, and then it seems like it's everybody else.
But your question, going back to so it's like, cause Alabama, it all comes down to Jalen Milroe for real, and it's like, he's coming into the season, he had like some draft buzz and everything, but to be honestly, I think he's just like another AR-15, another Anthony Richardson. Yes, he's a great athlete, he can throw the ball and everything like that, but progressions when it comes to intermediate throws, like, it's like sometimes, like when you bring that pressure to him, he doesn't always make the right decision, and he's actually causing games to be closer than they really need to be.
Yeah, I agree. He has an arm talent, can push the ball down the field. When it comes to those intermediate throws, sometimes he needs improvement in that area for sure. But I mean, he has talent. Don't get me wrong, but he's got to be refined a little bit.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of like how Jalen Hurts was when he was at Alabama. Like, you could tell he was an athlete. He had the arm. He was a great running quarterback. But sometimes you just need, like, can you hit that route when it's like when we need 10 yards? Can you hit that route when we just need 5 yards? Yeah, you can give me the goal route for 30 plus and everything, but sometimes we need you to hit this wide receiver and coverage in the middle, man. And sometimes that's still like to be difficult for him to hit right now. So we just got to see how that looks like because, this is really not that deep of a QB draft this year. And a team's going to try and take him in as a project and see what they can do with him. But that's just something to look at when he has these games against Tennessee next week. Then, like you said, you alluded to that Oregon and Ohio State game. That was a good game. To be honest with you, team, I left out Oregon won the game. I left out thinking Ohio State was still probably better than them. But at the end of the day, Ryan Day, he's going to find a way to lose some of these half of his big games. And that's what the fuck he did. Like, that's what the fuck he really did, bro. Like, because it just seemed like Ohio State, they had momentum. They was running the ball. They was scoring. They had good sustained drives and everything. So you think that'd be good enough. But it just seemed like Oregon was always like hanging around because their wide receivers was getting wide open on these DBs. Like that zone coverage they was doing, they never got out of it, and that's what really killed them, in my opinion. why they end up losing the game.
Yeah, I think on a neutral site, Ohio State probably beats Oregon, but because the game was in Austin Stadium, I don't think Ohio State's ever played there before. Actually, no, they played there a few years back, my fault. But being in that environment, I think kind of helped push Oregon over the top a little bit. Plus some mistakes by Ohio State, but I think Ohio State still has one of the best rosters in football. But like you said, Ryan Day.
No, they do.
Ryan Day is just going to do what Ryan Day does, and until he wins a championship. I mean, people saying that Ohio State, even Nick Saban said it, like this is the best roster in college football. They paid a lot of money for this roster.
That's another team that did the same thing. Yep, in the portal.
But I mean, everything is still in front of Ohio State. They'll probably beat Penn State because they always beat Penn State. I'm not sold on Penn State being top number 14.
Until Penn State does it, like it is what it is. Like they gotta do this when it's matter against Michigan and Ohio State, and that's all it is. And that's what it is. Like I just don't. It's Penn State.
Miami has Louisville coming up and whatever. How do you feel about the Canes? I mean, they had some really, being unbiased, I feel like they escaped, 2 games against Virginia Tech.
No, for sure.
Now,
they did.
Clemson's peaking. Clemson, and I'm hated because I hate Clemson, but I gotta be unbiased. Clemson is ascending, and Miami's kind of just getting by. And it looks like it's going to be inevitable. Those 2 teams are going to be. How would you feel as of today if y'all matched up with Clemson in the ACC championship game?
I say like this because the story that's not being told right now is like there's actually some good ball being played in the ACC right now because maybe the first 3 games it looked like it was going to be Miami running away with the whole conference, but between Clemson, because the Clemson was ranked like 14 when they lost to Georgia, and we was all thinking like this team is not going to be that good, but they shown us since that okay they can be a little problem. They really been putting the points up, and their defense looked like they got better each game. And then you got Pittsburgh that's undefeated in the ACC. And then SMU, they come into the ACC, they're rocking. And to be honest, California, they're a tough team to beat because Pitt only beat them by 2 points. So I feel like that Cal game, Miami actually did beat a good team on the road. But like you said, the reason why with all these teams losing ahead of Miami and they still didn't move up to 6 because the committee don't think Miami is on that next tier as in a Texas or Oregon or Ohio State. They still in that second tier with with Cam Ward being our quarterback. So Louisville is going to be another sneaky team too because they're not ranked anymore, but they still got good players from there. They recruit Florida pretty well at Louisville too. So I think it's going to be a closer game than whatever spread say. I think that just might be like another 1 touchdown game, to be honest. So I'm hoping that the bye week came right in time so they can like get things. They can look at some film, see what they've been doing wrong, especially on the defensive end, because we always start bad on defense the last 2 games in the first half, but they play better in the second half. So I'm hoping they start having complete games like they did against like Florida and South Florida.
Yeah, the good news for Miami is that, if we win the ACC, you automatically get in the top 4 seed in a bye. So you just have to win the conference to, get that bye. But the one thing I've seen, just me being unbiased, is at times the offensive line hasn't protected Cam Ward well. I mean, that guy for Virginia Tech, like 4 sacks that game or something by himself.
Yeah. Abusing.
They gotta do a better job of protecting Cam Ward, but I mean everything for Miami's laid out from the back end of their schedule is setting up pretty well. And same thing for Clemson. Clemson, Pitt's a good story, and SMU's a good team, but I mean it's inevitable unless a team tricks off. We're getting Miami, Clemson, and Charlotte in December, so I think that's going to be. I think both teams will make the playoff, but you want to win the conference to get that bye.
Yeah, we're really going to find out about Miami's head coach because we know Dabo, even though how much we hate, we know he's going to have his team focused because he's used to going to the ACC championship games. That program is used to being at least going that far. When it comes to Miami, we still trying, make it back to the ACC championship game and not only get back, but trying to win it. So we still have some pressure on our side because we still got some doubters out there. and now because of the running back at Boise State, and then Travis Hunter, Cam Ward has been sliding down in the Heisman race too. So I'm hoping that all these little outside distractions that were coming in the last few weeks, maybe now that's kind of like our reach. We can just focus more on like Miami just making it to the ACC championship game and getting a playoff spot, because as the SEC plays out, ACC has an opportunity for sure to have two teams make the playoffs now. But Clemson already has one loss, so Miami, their best shot is if they can go undefeated, that's great. One loss maybe, but it's depending who they lose to. That's going to have two ACC teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, Miami, you have Louisville, Florida State. Florida State actually played Clemson pretty well, and I'm not even trying to be biased, but we put the freshman quarterback in, and he made plays with his legs, and he actually pushed the ball down the field. Receivers dropped possibly 2 or 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
in that game. Honestly, Clemson fans were happy with the way they played versus us, but as an FSU fan, we've been calling for our freshmen to play for a long time. I mean, we recruit these guys. This is our best recruiting class we've had for a minute. They deserve to play. But that FSU game is a rivalry game, and we're going to give you our best shot.
And that's the thing, especially if there's in any sport when it comes to college basketball, college sports in general, you got to throw them records out the window when certain teams play each other. You can have the best team versus the worst team, but when certain teams see that logo across from them, they just going to play their best game possibly, and you're going to get their best, and you just got to be prepared for that, and you just got to be focused. That's what Miami's had to do. They got to tune out the expectations that the fans and the media is giving them and get back to what they were day one, where it's like, we want to play Miami football, and we're not trying to prove y'all wrong. We're trying to prove us right, knowing that all the hard work that we put in this offseason is going to benefit us and put Miami back in the spotlight.
Yeah, and then don't sleep on Duke either. You play Duke.
They play.
It was always a hangover after that rivalry game.
Yeah, and Duke been playing better football lately too.
Yeah, and then Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech is a team. They're not ranked, but they've been pretty solid this year. They're pretty physical in the trenches, and that's a road game. And if you get through the Georgia Tech game, I mean, Wake Forest, and then at Syracuse. Syracuse is decent, but
fuck Syracuse. I don't respect them at football, basketball, ping pong. What the fuck it is? Beanbag shit. I don't give a fuck, man. Fuck Syracuse. Fuck their program. Fuck their old basketball coach. Fuck them. The only thing good about Syracuse that came out was Melo and Jeremy Grant. Outside that, fuck them.
What's
and Hakeem Ward. Shout out to Hakeem Ward. But outside them three motherfuckers, fuck everything about Syracuse. We better not lose to them niggas. Fuck them, man. I ain't got time for that shit, man. Fuck.
I know they had a winning record.
Fuck their record. I don't care.
I'm just asking.
Man, I don't give a shit what they doing.
I will say Clemson has a little bit of a harder schedule. Just me looking at their schedule real quick. They got Louisville in a couple weeks. They go to Virginia Tech and then Pitt back-to-back weeks. So I mean that's a possibility for them to maybe
for an upset
flip up one of those two games. And then of course they had South Carolina game at the end of the year. So I mean it'll be interesting to see ACC wise. Big 12 is wide open as expected. Colorado played Kansas State pretty well, in my opinion. I think Colorado can probably beat a couple of teams and get to a bowl game. Dave, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, so I didn't realize that we lost like hella people during that game.
Yeah.
I think we lost Travis. Like Travis Hunter injured his shoulder, got knocked out the game, and I think two other receivers got hurt.
Yeah,
but we had a chance.
Out for the season.
Who was that? Oh, Jimmy Horn?
Gordon.
Oh.
No.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Yeah, I mean, we had a chance to win the game. It's just the defense couldn't get a stop at the end. But, I mean, when you look at the schedule, we don't have to play like Iowa State. We don't have to play BYU.
That's good.
Kansas State is probably the best team that we're going to play. The next best is probably Utah, but Utah has not looked good. That 30-year-old quarterback or whatever.
I'm about to say, give it up. Give it up. Please, give that shit up, man.
Yeah,
please.
This was last year, I think.
He can come back for one more year, Dave.
Oh, for real?
He could come back for another season. Please tell somebody. Tell him to give this shit up, man. Tell him to get it.
Now
Go
now
get, go get a State Farm.
that game against Utah doesn't look as intimidating, and the rest of the schedule doesn't really look that intimidating because Oklahoma State not that good. Arizona, like we play Arizona next. I am a little concerned about that because it's on the road, and Arizona has that wide receiver McMillan. Um, like if we can get past that, like I hope we can get past that, get a fifth win, and then we play Cincinnati. Cincinnati, we play them at home. We've been good at home, so that would be 2 wins right there before we leave the month of October. So now November, we only would have like 1 loss in the Big 12, and we play like I think Texas Tech. Texas Tech is not a great team, but they're not bad. I mentioned Oklahoma State, Utah. We have the Utah game, and we got somebody else that we got to play. But this all the 6 games that we have left are winnable games for Colorado. And I very much like our chances to get to a bowl game. I think we can even get 8 wins. I think we can get 8.
That'd be good. I mean, as long as y'all have Shador and Travis and playing throughout the whole game, I feel like Colorado has a chance in every, like you said, a chance in every game for the rest of this season. Colorado literally has the 2 best players in the draft, in my opinion. That's just me. Mm-hmm. So that alone, like as long as they can play throughout the whole game, Colorado has a shot the rest of this season, and that's really just it.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, yeah, we have a favorable schedule. 2 of the best. We have the Colorado stimulus package that's going to get us those wins. So, I mean, that's what they are. I mean, after this year, I don't know what we're going to have. I have no idea. I don't even know if Deion going to be the coach after this year. So,
hey kid, hey.
So, I'm enjoying this while I can.
Hey, you gonna still rock with them if Deion leave? Because you know the 2 dogs is out.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay.
Okay,
I'm gonna stay.
All right, cool. My nigga.
Respect there.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay. I like Colorado. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. New England wants a DB, bro. I don't know.
Nah, they need to trade that Pitt. They need to trade that Pitt. Not to us. They need to trade it to one of them QB hungry teams.
Yeah, we gotta get Travis, dog.
Yeah, we gotta get Travis. The agenda is strong. It's set.
Yes, it's very set.
Yeah, man. But I like our chances. If we don't get at least like 1 more win in October, it's gonna be disappointing. I think we can be bowl eligible by mid-November by the time we get to that Utah game. But I mean, we bowl eligible. That was the main goal this year. Anything else is above our ceiling.
All right. As we know, college football, we still got some interesting matches coming up. It's been a crazy season so far, fellas. I kind of like how this new playoff format got all these teams playing, and now you get to watch all these different teams, especially when you got to watch because that 12 seed goes to like that outside Power 5 conference team, and you got teams like Boise State, you got UNLV after that whole QB situation going on. There's a lot of good football being going on, but let's take a break from football for a minute and get back to what we actually love. If y'all don't know, the NBA.
A crook.
Oh God!
Caught this shit early.
Oh Lord! Oh Lord!
For one time.
Hey, okay.
Talk about Jasper Sitwell real quick.
Oh man! I can just feel the shadow banning coming over.
Adam Silver. Why did I scroll through Twitter today? And I see a post from NBA France Twitter page. I know NBA France Twitter page existed.
Silver running the page to get the hype up.
NBA France?
Boy, it's a sick agenda, bro. You know France has like 9 dudes under the age of like 24 that have been drafted recently or going to be drafted, bro. And
we got 2 of them. We got 2 of them.
We got one.
We see this French propaganda, bro.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, bro. 2028, bro. They gonna do everything they can to get France a gold medal in LA, bro. It's gonna disgust me.
Oh, U.S.
Hell
soil?
no.
On
Hell
U.S.
no.
soil?
No.
We not
On
going for that
U.S.
shit.
soil?
We not going
On
for that.
U.S. soil, bro. And Adam Silver's gonna sit there with a smirk on his face, like the damn Hitler Nazi Jasper Sitwell looking motherfucker that he is, bro.
Hell no. I ain't going for that. I put my flag on for that shit.
And then the next
I'm
step
joining
in his
Dipset for that shit.
the next step in his internationalization of our beloved sport is to get one of these African countries into the medal round. Watch. South Sudan, bro. They gonna keep pushing that team and that program forward, bro.
Yeah.
South Sudan, dog.
He funded that team. He funded that team on the low.
South Sudan.
He funded that team like blood diamonds, bro.
Hey, go to Nigeria next. Go to Nigeria next.
Hey, yo,
he funded African teams like blood diamonds, bro. Sick bastard, bro.
Hey, come on,
sick man, bro.
Yeah, the motherland roots. Let's go back to the motherland roots. If you're gonna put an agenda in that, go to the motherland. The motherland. You came on a boat from somewhere. Your ancestors came from a boat from somewhere.
Man, we know what's going to happen, man. South Sudan going to pull a Spain, bro. They going to bring random people in like Ibaka and shit. Like, Ibaka, you ain't been in Spain your whole life, bro. Fuck you playing for this country for, man? How are we doing? I'm sorry, bro. That was like the lamest shit I ever seen in my life, bro. I was like, Ibaka, really, really, bro.
What are we doing?
Like you would be better served. Like if you say Puerto Rico, I would believe that more before Spain, bro. Like, come on, man. Who are you trying to fool? But you know what?
Yeah, that shit was mad random, son. I remember that. I'm like, bro, what the fuck, bro? And you still didn't get no gold, dog. You know what
Exactly. Exactly.
Bro, we got NBC coming back in the fall, but we losing TNT, bro.
Damn shame, man.
What is Adam Silver doing, bro?
I don't know, man.
The game we love, bro.
This nigga, bro.
He made TNT give up NBA for some West Coast Conference college football, bro. Like not even no Power 5 shit. Like some San Jose State, Nevada,
community college shit. Some community college
like,
shit.
What? What? You think I'm about to watch that over a Big Ten game or an SEC game?
Man, but y'all know what happened, right? TNT kept going at ESPN's neck, and Adam chose a side, bro. And we know whose side he chose.
You know
he saw who chose. Because there's no way y'all taking all away these authentic basketball people out of the sport, and you just leaving me with freaking fucking Kendrick Perkins. Like, what the fuck are we doing, bro?
I seen Tatum. I don't want to hear that big country.
Hey, relax. Oh my God, wait.
Get Perk off my fucking TV. And we say this shit all the time. Like, we should have saw this shit coming when they had Ryan fucking Hollins on First Take. What the fuck Ryan Hollins doing on First Take? We should have saw the signs on the wall then.
Man, I don't even watch ESPN no more for no sports takes, bro. That's how bad it's gotten, bro.
Nah, that's facts though.
Like
real shit.
I used to leave my TV on ESPN all day.
That's how it was. College days, that's all it was.
I tell you exactly how the agenda goes every morning, like on ESPN. They're gonna talk about how good they look. They're gonna talk about their suits and everything, what they got on and stuff, and then they're gonna get to the takes. That's what happens every single morning. They clown on Ryan Clark's whatever he got on, the two-tone suits or whatever he got on. They clown Orlovsky or whoever else for not having a tie on. Like, that's what they do every week before they get to the takes.
Ain't no fucking way.
Bro,
yeah, I think
when they were showing Stephen A. Smith walking through the tunnel like he was about to suit up, bro, for a Knicks game, dog.
Yo, that was nasty.
That's for the Knicks to get smoked. Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you brought up the Knicks because we've been trying to get to this for a minute. So the Knicks, they made a trade. The first big trade since Woj decided to retire from the game. Woj, we miss you. Please come back. Please come back.
I swear that bomb didn't feel right.
Man.
It did not feel right.
Hell nah.
Niggas gotta check to make sure, is this real?
But Karl Anthony Towns got traded to the Knicks from Minnesota, and White Dante and Julius Randle got sent to Minnesota to play with Ant-Man and some guy from France that thinks he plays center. So Knicks fans, they out here, they hype. They already saying they're going to win the NBA Finals this year.
They were hyped until they saw Towns get an offensive rebound, shoot the 3-point line, and shoot a 30.
Low IQ. That low ass IQ.
I mean, I said this in the chat. I feel like, you know how it's like one of those trades. It's like the James Harden trade to Brooklyn. It was like you made one too many trades, and now the whole team is kind of out of whack because of it. Mm-hmm. Like I understand you had to trade Julius Randle at some point, but I don't think that was the trade. Oh, that was the player to get in that trade. But y'all, does this move the meter for the Knicks? Like, are they like a top 2 team in the East? Like, how y'all feeling about this Karl Anthony Towns to the Knicks?
I mean, like even before the trade, I thought like they had an edge over like Philly, and they could challenge Boston. I thought that was going to be the case. I didn't think they were the best team in the East. I didn't think they could come out the finals, but I think they could get to the conference finals. But with this,
Philly,
I don't feel confident about it. Like we're saying, like it's unnecessary. I guess maybe this has something to do with Dante not having a lesser role, because Bridges is there now. And again, he just wanted a bigger role like he did like in the playoffs this past season. But I don't know. It doesn't do much for me. It was unnecessary. Like, and I think they can still get to the conference finals, but I feel more like they won't be able to now.
The only thing.
Go ahead, BT.
On my bad now. I'm just gonna be short and sweet. The only thing that can have them make the conference finals is Philly's health. As we just seen Paul George hyperextended his knee the other day. You know what I'm saying? And Giannis for some reason been getting hurt in the playoffs too.
Yeah.
Dame been getting hurt in the playoffs. So injuries is the only way I can see them niggas getting to the conference finals. If Philly is 100%, I think Philly can take them. But they got
for sure.
Healthy. And Embiid never healthy in the playoffs. So hopefully, he's healthy this year so we can see.
And I'm glad you brought that up because to me, the trade actually benefited teams like Milwaukee and Philly because if Cat is your center and he has to deal with the likes of Brook Lopez and Giannis from the Bucks and then Joel Embiid from the Sixers, they are going to feast on that man.
Yep.
Like
that's the point that I was about to make.
Like people forget, like Karl Anthony Towns was getting outplayed by freaking Daniel Gafford and rookie Derek Lively in the freaking conference finals.
Yeah,
this is the cap that you picked up.
And also remember, like they don't have Hartenstein anymore. He's with OKC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mitchell Robinson is out until like January, maybe.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So
out for the remainder of the calendar year.
Yeah. So, they don't have a lot of front court depth, So, that's what bothers me about like this trade.
Yeah.
He's gonna get Cat in foul trouble. Then what?
Exactly. What the bigs do they even have?
Almost beat the Knicks last year. Yeah, like Joel Embiid on one leg last year. We on one leg almost beat the Knicks, bro. Like you said, if Philadelphia can stay healthy, I have Philadelphia at 2. I have the Bucks at 3. I think the Bucks. If Giannis is healthy, if he's healthy.
So the Knicks are gonna try to give like the younger like bigs more time, like guys like Jericho Sims that's been like on the bench and stuff. He gonna try to give them more time, but it's not. It just doesn't work. Like I don't see it working.
And whose offense?
I don't know. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like
but we also got to understand. We know exactly. Go ahead, Corey. I know exactly what you're going to say. Go ahead, finish it. Yeah, I know what you're going to say.
Tim's going to have 5 people out there for 42 minutes.
Exactly.
45.
Exactly. So that's the issue. It's like everybody's like, yeah, the Knicks got depth. I was like, what depth now? Now that Dante's gone, because it's like, okay, so you got Brunson. You got Brunson, you got Hart, then you got OG and McHale, then you got Cat. Hell of a starting five on paper. That's cool. What's the bench? Quickly is gone. RJ Barrett is gone. Black Zay is gone. Like, where's the depth that these Knicks fans are talking about?
It's only like really two guys, and you can't really count on those guys either.
Exactly.
So
yeah, they like seven. They like 7 deep. I want to know where
And
the rest
yeah,
of the men's gonna come from.
and you know what Tibbs does with a 7-man deep team.
Woo,
you saw they were out there limping in
Get the
game
running.
7, man.
No, that Tibbs coaching job in that playoffs was
He did. OG so fucking
that was
dirty.
criminal. That was criminal.
Oh, he did OG so dirty.
They should have sent Tibbs to Rikers for that shit. Tibbs need to be in Rikers right now.
I'll be if I was OG, I'd be suing for malpractice because boy, that man they really try to Willis Reed that motherfucker out there on that court. I was like, fam, what are we doing?
Hey, bro. Hey, but how does this trade benefit Minnesota though? Because they got more shooting now with the trade. But how does this look with Julius Randle?
I mean, Minnesota is only going to go as far as Ant-Man goes, and that was with Cat, without Cat, with Julius Randle. I mean, they did get more perimeter scoring with Dante. I think the only thing they got to figure out is how Julius Randle is going to fit into this because Julius and Cat have different playing styles. Like Julius is going to shoot that damn rock, even though he don't need to be shooting that shit. So that's what. So
take
this
that ball out of his hand. I can see that shit. Ant gonna go up to him.
But
ball, man.
But what I'm seeing out of Ant so far is you can see a little signs of how him playing with USA basketball has upped his game a little bit more. So it's going to be interesting to see like him and the other USA players because we know that's kind of like a thing where when you play on Team USA, for some reason you just go into the next season on some other shit like you balling or whatever. So it's going to be interesting to see what new levels that Ant-Man's unlocked. But I will say because Ant-Man's such a good player that I'll still put Minnesota as a top 4 seed coming out the West. But I really just got to see how Julius Randle. Cause I feel like Dante's going to fit fine, and I think Rob Dillingham, the pick that they traded for from San Antonio on draft night, I feel like as the season goes along, he's going to start learning. He's going to fit in well. I just got to see how Julius Randle fits into that picture because we all know that Rudy is just a liability. Even his own country said that he's a liability when it matters. So
in 4K. In 4K, they come put him out there. That's
so when they figure those two things out, we'll see how it goes because, like you mentioned, OKC, and past episode we was talking about. We just want to see how OKC looks like in their first playoff run to see what they was going to do in their offseason. And really, what they did was they traded Giddey for Alex Caruso, your boy, and then they got Zay over from the Knicks. So they figured that they want a vet point guard and then add a more front court depth, which I think both of those moves were great for a team like OKC because you don't want to change too much. You didn't want to change too much.
They got a load of fucking defense, and that shit I actually got them as being the top overall seed in the West. I feel like they're gonna repeat as being the number 1 overall seed in the West because you got offense that's gonna be SGA that's just gonna be going crazy, and the defense is gonna be next fucking level. You got both Williams, not Williams, but what's his
Jalen's.
Both Jalen's. Then you got AK, and then you also got Black Zay as well. Like that's gonna be some crazy locks that they got. Like, I don't know another team that's going to be playing defense like that unless it's Boston. Boston is probably the only other team that I can think that's going to play that level of defense.
No, that's facts. I think I'm buying stock in the OKC being the number 1 overall seed because last year it was jam packed. It was like it really took like maybe the last game of the season to find out who was going to be that number 1 overall seed. But I think SGA is going to have a little bit more motivation coming in this season because I feel like they stole his MVP away from him.
Yep.
I think he should have been the MVP. And I think, the way OKC lost to the Dallas Mavericks in last year postseason. It's like sometimes stuff like that gives team that hunger. That's like we really want to show teams that like we're here now. Like this young core between Shea, Chet, Jalen, and now you add a vet presence like Alex Caruso, who won a championship. I think that's really going to help this team in the long run. So if OKC is going to be that top seed, who y'all feel like is going to be like that 2-3 seed coming out the West? Because as you know, the West is loaded right now.
That 2 seed.
Honestly, it may be Denver. That 2 seed might be
I was
Denver.
gonna say
for real.
Denver.
I think Denver going to drop. I think
they're gonna miss KCP. They're gonna miss KCP for sure.
Honestly,
Jeff.
Go ahead, T.
They don't have a lot of depth anymore. When you lose Bruce Brown and KCP, you can't replace that. Like who they replacing with? Christian Braun's a decent player, but he's not those guys. And some of the younger players haven't developed as quickly. You bring in Russ, to help a little bit off the bench, but I don't think Denver. I think Jamal Murray is kind of peaked.
Yeah,
honestly, he's had some injury history. Michael Porter is who he is. He's a guy that can. When he's hot, he can give you a lot, but when he's not, he doesn't really.
Yeah, he gonna stink it up.
I think Denver won their championship when they had to because, I mean, let's just look at the tape real quick. It took a lot of things to go Denver's way just to win that championship. And we being honest, I don't like taking things away from people winning, but if we're gonna break down champion for champion each year, we look at what Denver had to go through versus what other teams had to go through on their runs. Denver had one of the easiest runs because it just seems like it was because of injuries or matchups. Things were just going in their favor. And like T said, Jamal Murray, he hasn't extended from that level from when they won that championship. And then he looked god-awful playing for his country this summer.
I'm going to get back to that in a second. But what's crazy is that Denver team, they literally called Minnesota right before they started selling. If you think about that.
Yeah.
But getting back to the whole Canada thing, that's another reason why I think SGA is going to lead this team into being that number one team. If we think about it, the way that they lost in the Olympics, I think that motivated SGA. I don't know if it motivated Murray, but you can tell that SGA got that dog in him because there's a lot of things that he should have done. Well, he should have won, and he should have been a lot better at. They should have at least been a bronze medal team.
No, they didn't even get to the medal round.
Exactly.
I don't even think they may have, but
they made it, but they lost to France.
Yeah. Okay. Got you.
Yeah. So. Yeah, remember that one side of the bracket in the Olympics was just like damn. It was like damn. It was like damn. But like going back, but before I get it, but back to Joker, it's like just look at what he's been doing when it really matters. Like before the championship run, he's been getting bounced early. They lost in the conference finals to the Lakers on the bubble and stuff like that. And then even in this Olympic play, they had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter against Team USA, and Joker did not bring it home. Yeah. So this is the reason why I feel like Denver's going to take us. Maybe their ceiling might be like that 4th seed, but I feel like they're like a 4th, 5th seed team because each year you're losing players, and as good as Joker is going to be, it's not enough because Porter's just going to be a D&3 guy that he's just going to shoot threes all the time. He don't really got anything outside of that. And Jamal Murray, like T alluded to earlier, it seems like he plateaued. Like this is who he's going to be going forward for the rest of his career. I don't think there's like that next leap that he's going to take anymore.
So I got a quick question about Denver. I got a quick question. How often do y'all see Mike Malone playing Joker and Russ together?
I think a lot, actually.
A lot, yeah.
He ain't gonna have no choice. Like, who's their? Okay, Russ so Jamal,
right? Yeah, Russ coming off the bench.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So Joker's gonna need like some type of energy guy out there because there's no Brown, there's no KCP there. So Russ, regardless how bad he's shooting it, he's gonna provide energy. He's gonna do the little things. He's gonna play those passing lanes. He's gonna get on them. He's gonna hit the glass. So he's gonna be on that court with Joker a lot, and it's also gonna expel Joker from always carrying the ball up the court and setting the offense up. Now he can actually go down, post up, and then they can play the passing lanes off him rather than having him face up at the top of the key all the time.
I was just going to say, for a guy who is a 3-time MVP, who
really
hasn't won
oh shit. Fuck. My bad. My bad.
For a guy that some people are ready to put ahead Hakeem, which is absurd.
That's wild. That was wild.
He's not catching enough heat for blowing a 20-point lead at home in the conference finals in a game 7. He's not catching enough heat for me, bro.
And then he followed it up with that shit he did in the Olympics. But this is the so-called best player in the world. Okay.
When he won his championships, he had to get through David Robinson, right?
Charles Barkley.
He's not a center, but he.
I know. Okay. I see what you. Yeah.
Shaq.
He had to get through Patrick Ewing, and then he had to get through young Shaq to win his 2 titles. Joker had to get through an 8 seed Minnesota, who was missing. I think they're missing Nasri. They're missing one of their bigs.
Yeah,
they're missing McDaniels. They're missing Nasri to McDaniels. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He got through Phoenix, who had no bigs.
Nope.
The Lakers are 7 seed, who were fortunate with matchups to even get there.
Yeah.
Right?
No, they had to make all of the moves at the trade deadline to even get to where they were. They wasn't even a playoff team until after the trade.
Lakers got lucky that Brandon Clark got hurt before the playoffs. I think Memphis missed him bad in that series with athleticism, but that's neither here or there. And then Miami, an 8 seed. So again, they were very fortunate, right? His MVPs are very fortunate. We've gone over it before. You can say what you want, but in the Olympics, when the game was on the line, who led the charge? It was Joel Embiid. Who destroys Jokic every single time? It was Joel Embiid. I'm sorry, Jokic is a great player. Don't get me wrong, but until he beats a team that's won 50-plus games in the playoffs, which Denver has never done, by the way.
Talk to him. Talk to him, T.
Damn,
or until he actually, Philadelphia. I actually wanted Philadelphia and Denver to meet in the finals that year just to see the head-to-head, whatever. But the fact of the matter is, Joel Embiid dogs Jokic every single time he plays him. So again, a guy that's a 3-time MVP who, in my opinion, SGA should have won the MVP last year, right? Mm-hmm. A guy that y'all are ready to crown ahead of other guys like Robinson, Hakeem, and other great bigs is not catching enough heat for blowing a 20-point lead in a Game 7 at home in altitude, by the way, which gives Denver a clear advantage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't catching enough heat for me, bro. But, that's the media's golden boy. That's Adam Silver's,
I don't know.
Whatever, man.
And then let's talk about how happy he was, him and his countrymen after winning that bronze medal on the bus. They just cheering.
He
loves Serbia, bro.
He don't love his team. He don't love them people in Denver, man.
He loves Serbia, bro. But
how many peoples that we see win a championship, and he was like, I really don't want to go to the parade for real. I'm trying to get back to my horses. Like, they literally had to force him there to the parade so he can actually see what the parade is. And so he said, "Oh, now I love parade. Now I love parade." I was like, "This motherfucker here."
The NBA is really his part-time job. That is crazy. It's part-time job that he does from November to whenever they get eliminated.
Look, don't
keep it stacked though. I'll throw a wild card team that could potentially be a top 2 or 3 seed that we haven't talked about. It all depends on health. Again, New Orleans, when they're healthy, they've been statistically a top 3 or 4 team in the West when they've been fully healthy the last couple of years. The reason why they slide down the standings is because Zion can't stay healthy. But they keep saying that Zion's in shape. Yep. So they keep saying Zion's in shape and he's, changed his eating habits. He's put the gumbo down. He's put the whores down as well.
Hey, yo.
T.
Nasty.
Hey, I knew that was coming, dog.
The only reason why I'm not going to put stock in that is because there's too many trade rumors around about Brandon Ingram right now. Like, it feels like Brandon Ingram at some point is going to be at that door. So if that does happen, I gotta see what they get in return for him to see if it's actually going to help their team, or are they going to be in that middle position where it's like you just need to go ahead and try and halfway blow this thing up. And
I think Minnesota
CJ,
will be a top
CJ,
three team.
I
See,
give
I think
y'all a team to watch for. A team in the West to watch for. I'm not gonna say they're gonna win the West, but I'm just gonna say they're gonna make it kind of interesting. Dre, don't beat me up for this, but it's Memphis.
Memphis.
I actually
Yeah.
no. Like, do I hate their draft pick with a passion? Yes, I do. And that's beef from the Big Ten. That's just this Big Ten beef. But just how I gotta give Chris Paul his credit, like how he's gonna make sure Wemby is gonna take that next leap because he actually got a point guard that's going to give him the ball. Memphis drafted the player that they needed because they got rid of Steven Adams. They didn't really have anybody to fill that center position. And what people keep forgetting, Memphis was only a bad team because Ja had that suspension. When he came back, Memphis looked good, and then he got hurt again, and then he was gone for the rest of the season. Brandon Carp was coming back from an Achilles injury. But we saw we saw their young players like G.G. Jackson get minutes and saw what he looked like. And then we saw like they had other players that they was getting minutes that they're using, so they was getting these minutes now. And they wasn't winning games, but they was looking decent. Hell, they actually surprised some teams and got some upsets on TNT. So now you imagine you bringing your stars back, and then you add a player that's you don't have to ask much of them. You just gotta say fit the system, just do pick and roll and get rebound. I feel like Memphis is going to be back in the playoffs for sure. You're not too off. You're not too off on that at all, Corey. I agree with you.
They got Marcus Smart. Top 5. That's what I was gonna say. They top 5 because they got Marcus Smart. That's going to be a dog. We know what Marcus Smart is going to do when it comes to defense. He's going to clean up all of the dirty work that Ja needs to be done in that front court.
Yeah.
Well, back court. My apologies. But yeah, like I'm interested to see how they're gonna play because even like in the preseason, like that whole Ja to Edie duo, it's been looking really good, real good.
It's just we just gotta see if Ja's gonna be good because he already hurt himself in the preseason while he's jumping around and shit. So it's like if Ja can play majority of the games like he did when Memphis first got to the playoffs and they had that little run, then Memphis is going to be one of those teams that people are not going to really want to face. They got some young players. Ja's a dog. He's going to come at you, and so that's what. Another team I'm looking at is Sacramento too. I think Sacramento going to make some noise.
Hey, a team
about Dallas?
I feel like they could. It depends on how Klay Thompson fits. But I feel like they could be top 4. Like I don't know for sure. But I would say a team I'm thinking of, and if roles are clearly defined, and if their new coach has like an order on things, I think Phoenix can be top 3, top 2. I think we know about KD, Booker, and Beal, but they added Tyus Jones, who we said that the point guard that they needed, Tyus Jones. Depending on how like these role players with like dirty ass Grayson Allen, we don't like him, but he's 3, but a nice 3-and-D player. Bowl. I don't know how, like I don't know why he doesn't get the PT that he does, like, or he doesn't get enough PT, but maybe just because of just his ability or whatever. But I feel like that's a good pick. Kobe. Monte, like they got like serviceable guys like Damian Lee, Monte Morris,
and that's what I was going to say. And I'm gonna get to UT, but like Damian Lee didn't even play last season because he was hurt, so that's like another shooter that they added. But my thing with Phoenix, and I'm gonna keep saying this: if Bradley Beal doesn't decide that he needs to come off the bench, Phoenix is already at its ceiling, even with a player like Tyus Jones, because Beal is just a knockoff version of Booker at this point in his career. Like you got 2 players who play the exact same, but Booker's just better. And Beal still hasn't shown to me that he can even be like able to play like locked up defense. So you just out there a player that needs his touches and you can't play defense. So that's why I feel like he just needs to come on the bench and be like that 6th man and that's really gonna unlock Phoenix more than him being a starter. So we'll see if they make a move like that. I still don't like that they got all these offensive players and you still bringing in a defensive coach. I feel like that's a mismatch in my opinion, but we see how that works out. But T, I know you had something to say. We're gonna get to you right here.
I was thinking with Phoenix, I think it just really depends on matchups because they, size. They got dominated versus Minnesota last year because of size, and then Ant-Man was on a different level. Year before versus Denver, they had nobody for Jokic. So really, Phoenix can avoid those two teams. I mean, they could probably compete with just about any other team in the West outside of those two teams because of size, and maybe Memphis. If Memphis, recovers and Edie is solid, and then you have Jaren Jackson, you have G. Jackson, a big athletic power forward, and as well. So it really with Phoenix, it really just depends on matchups. But I mean, when you got Katie and Booker, you have a chance in any given game, but it really just depends on the matchups and style of play.
I feel it.
Going back to the East.
But hold on, before you do that, now I just want to say because one of the unsung heroes for the Olympic team was Devin Booker. And that's because when that man Kuz was like, we need people that's going to just play their roles and be able to just sit in the corner. And that boy Booker was like, I do it. That man, he did.
Booker was locking up too, boy.
I was about to say that he was putting.
And that's what. So that's why I'm saying. I was like, as we say, these are people that play for the U.S. team. They always go and they take something back. So I'm like, if Booker takes that defense he played in the Olympics and brings that back and can do that consistently for an 82 game season plus a postseason, now we talking something with the. Now we talking something.
And that's my thing. I feel like that can happen. I feel like that can happen.
A two-way player, Booker being a two-way player, honestly, he might get that best shooting guard, that title back from Ant.
I don't know. Ant too cold right now, man.
I don't know. I just feel like this summer will translate to this season for Devin Booker, and I think that's a big part of it. And like you said, Dre, with Beal coming off the bench, or like if we would like for him to come off the bench, and that's what I mean by roles being clearly defined. Yeah, I mean they don't have enough defense, but I feel like I guess through the regular season they can get themselves to a top 3 spot.
Valid.
Interesting. Sorry.
Make the layup.
And if y'all for those out there watching the reaction, we're watching Minnesota and the Liberty right now.
Yeah, we are, bro. Red jump pissed me off, bro.
Go ahead, T. My bad, man.
Ball game. That's game.
Yeah.
Y'all shit in front of mine. Y'all shit in front of mine. I'll see it when I see it.
But I was gonna say the East. We talked about obviously Boston. They pretty much head and shoulders above everybody else as of today. We talked about Philadelphia. We talked about the Knicks and the Bucks. But there's that next tier teams: Cleveland, Indiana, and Orlando. Out of those 3 teams, who do you think is going to be the best team in the East, and who's going to, maybe possibly try to take that next step forward in the East? And then is there a team that, I'll say it, the Charlotte Hornets.
I was about to go there. I
mean, it could be them.
Y'all motherfuckers in Charlotte. Y'all don't get no tanks this season. Y'all get no tanks this season. We took in all the tanks out of Charlotte. That shit over with. We got we marching all them joints out of Charlotte. They going down. They going up to DC for this season. I ain't trying to hear that shit.
Hey, Drake, I ain't trying to play capture the flag, bro.
Hey, fuck that nigga, man. I mean, my bad. Fuck that Caucasian. Y'all know my agenda. I'm like, look. The Wizards are gonna love me because I promise you, I'm gonna scout every fucking Rutgers game for free. I'm scouting every game, every Rutgers. I'm watching every single minute for free. I'm doing that for y'all. I'm taking my time out for y'all Wizards so we can see we drafting Ace or Harper. Don't bring that. Flag can go to Brooklyn. He can go to freaking hell. He could go to Toronto for I give him for. He could go to fucking Utah. I don't care. Don't bring that shit to DC. Don't bring that bullshit to DC. Nah. And it's not because he's gonna be a bad player. Y'all know why I don't want him. Y'all know why I don't want that shit.
That agenda gonna be so fucking nasty. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be Utah. It's gonna be Utah.
Utah.
Watch out for
And I'm gonna
OKC,
be
bro.
disgusted.
Watch out for OKC, bro.
OKC can't get him too. Oh my gosh.
Oh
All the picks,
yeah.
bro.
Hey, nah,
Watch out for OKC, bro. Watch out, bro.
Yo, and the Clippers might be
Sam
ass.
Preston got the picks to do it, bro.
The Clippers might be ass.
Sean Presti's a god, bro. What the fuck, man?
I said this for years.
Sean, you gotta win one though. You gotta win one. As soon as you win one, you're the GOAT GM of all time. But you gotta win one title. You at least gotta win one, man. I'm sorry, but T, and this is actually for everybody. This was the funniest offseason to me because as big as the brand the Boston Celtics is, it felt like they didn't win shit, man. It felt like they didn't win a goddamn thing, bro.
It felt like they lost the
People don't
finals.
respect their title, bro.
Nah,
Yo, that's crazy.
I'll be the first
They
to say,
don't.
fuck they time. Fuck
Hey,
Jaylen
yo.
Brown.
I ain't never.
Hey, let that hurt.
You know why.
Hey, Corey.
You know
Why you said that? It's not the reason what we talking about. Stop it.
Oh,
You stop that shit right now.
Hey, but I ain't never seen a player get slandered before he won the championship. Win the championship and still get slandered more than what he did before he got the championship.
damn.
They slandered
And
this
then-
nigga more.
And then what I want to say, if the NBA agenda was to try to break up the Boston Celtics, y'all are doing a hell of a job of trying to do that shit. Like I thought they were trying to get Katie off the Warriors was some word. This shit right here, man.
Then
That's
he win a double medal and he still gets slandered for being
That-
on the bench.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, how you win a championship and still
Steve Kerr
get
ain't
slandered
wanna
more,
play that
bro?
Steve Kerr is diabolical, man.
He didn't want to play that nigga, dog. He can say whatever he wanted to me. He didn't want to play that nigga. Plain and simple. plain and simple.
Hey, yo, and when they had a chance to get JP on the team, they chose Derek White, bro. I was like, hey, yo, this is some funny ass shit. Now, mind you, that was a good pickup. That was a great pickup, actually.
Yeah.
That's a great
Derek
pick,
White
but it was still funny. It was still funny as shit.
It's crazy. Their third and fourth option was the best Celtics on the floor in the Olympics. That is crazy to me. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Because Drew and Derek White, if it wasn't for their defense,
Boy.
Yeah, man. And I
Boy.
still don't like that. That's unfair that Boston got both of them dogs at the backcourt, bro. Like, how
Blame-
did they
blame-
link up, boy?
Blame the Bucks. Blame the damn Bucks, bro. How you just going to trade Drew away like the Portland Trailblazers? We're just going to just trade him away after they wasn't going to keep Drew.
Exactly.
They really tried to trade Drew to the abyss, bro. I'm sick of that shit, man. Oh my God.
I'm standing on it. That was Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers was in that man's ear. He was in that man's ear. Oh yeah, trade him. You don't need him.
Dummy.
Get Dame. You need a point guard.
Drew was a point guard. What the
You
fuck?
was a point guard,
Exactly.
bro.
Exactly. No, this is Doc Rivers logic.
That's Doc Rivers, yeah. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Hey, man. Tell me why, bro. I saw a tweet with Doc Rivers and Darvin Ham. Somebody said Hamas on the coaching staff.
Hey man, this shit is back. This slander is back.
I'm here for the slander.
This slander is back.
I'm here for it.
I don't care what anybody say. NBA slander is the best slander in sports, bro. You can't tell me otherwise. It's literally like a season. Like we have our preseason slander. Bama's just warming up and shit. Then you have your in-season slander. Now we got the in-season tournament and shit. So that shit get even wilder. And then when we get to the postseason, my God.
No, we gonna have all-star break slander too. We gonna have all-star break. You know, we gonna have that. Don't forget that.
We slandered the town.
Hey, why was Ben Simmons a DNP in Philadelphia tonight for a preseason game, bro? Still being a hoe, bro.
Weak ass.
Scaredy cat. Scaredy
Yo,
cat.
they need to take that take his trainer's license away. Take his license away. He lied to us. I don't like being lied to like that.
Hey man, LV don't make
bro.
ankle braces.
What I'm gonna say is if LaMelo Ball is healthy, the Hornets are making the play-in tournament, and they should make the playoffs, bro. Because outside of you look at the top 6 teams, Miami. I don't know what to make of Miami, bro. I really don't, bro. But I feel like Miami will probably be like that 7 seed.
Yeah.
Miami's gonna play tough because Eric Spoelstra is just gonna do Eric Spoelstra things. He's damn near like the what's my boy? He's like the Tom Coughlin. I mean, not Tom Coughlin. Shit, what's my boy for the Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Mike
I knew
Tomlin.
he was going.
Mike Tomlin. He's like the Mike Tomlin of the fucking NBA, man. It's like he's gonna make sure if you give him a little bit of players, if you give him some time, he's gonna find a way to get his team to the postseason. And once he gets there, all bets are off. So that's what Miami's working with. But maybe Jimmy is a little bit more motivated because of the contract shit and everything. But we'll see.
But outside of the top 6 teams we mentioned already in Miami, I mean, who's it going to be, bro? Toronto's taking a step back. Atlanta's mid. I don't know what Atlanta's doing. They got rid of DeJounte Murray, so they're going to take a step back. Chicago's mid. Detroit's ass.
That shit is just mad top heavy, man.
Yeah,
you're right, bro.
Really, Charlotte, if they're healthy, I mean, Charlotte by default should make the play-in tournament.
Yeah, because and this is to all y'all, not y'all, but to the fans that was booing last year on draft night when y'all made the number 2 overall pick and selected Brandon Miller. Where are them boos now? I need them cheers to be as loud as them fucking boos, because when we explain to y'all, because we were working with Scoop, like, okay, but when you look at the film and you break down the draft analysis, and for God's sake, we were so on Brandon Miller, the fact that when he had the allegations against him, that man went on the road and dropped a 40-piece, bro. I'm sorry. That's
no patches.
It's just a better fit with Melo, man. Like, it wasn't a fit with Scoop, bro. Like,
it's a way better fit.
We wanted it, but like, it was B Miller was just a better fit with Melo.
Way better fit.
And then they turned around and got a Scoop Henderson.
My fucking God.
Yeah.
So it's like we really didn't miss it.
Yeah, I feel like when new coach, new GM, y'all made some trades in the middle of last season. They bring in players like Trey Man. I think he's going to be a great piece coming off the bench. And y'all still got great young pieces like Nick Smith Jr. And y'all draft pick, like I said, y'all got a player from France too now. Like I said, y'all go still and take your time and see what y'all really got for him. Just put him in position to make plays and stuff like that. But I really feel like y'all can really take that next step now as long as people are healthy. LaMelo, I don't know if it's because of you or your Pumas, but something's got to help you start getting ankle injuries, bro. Like, and then, you need to stay on the court.
How we keep forgetting, we got Josh Green on top of that as well. Like, that's a good young core piece right there that we have. Like, I like what they did. Like, from All-Star break until now, what the Hornets have been like, this. We never saw Rich Cho do no shit like this. Before Mitch left, we never saw Mitch do no shit like this.
My only concern is Mark Williams. That's really my only concern with y'all. That's really my only concern.
But I'm gonna be real with you. Nick Richards, he's reliable. I don't want to give
you can't you can't use that word. You can't use that word.
If you're talking like that, he ain't reliable.
Exactly. You can't use that word.
You can't get the word out. He ain't reliable.
Hey, give me a small ball lineup. Small ball lineup. We doing work. We're gonna put Rook in. We're gonna have MB. We're gonna keep him out the studio.
Keep his baby mama away from him too.
Yeah, but no, we actually got depth. We got the depth that the Knicks think that they have. If I'm gonna keep it a bang with you, I like the depth that we actually have outside of our top 5 because we actually can go maybe about 8 or 9 deep.
All right. Well, look, man, we had another great episode. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. I feel like because we did it last season, I feel like next episode everybody's going to have a turn to kind of pick their NBA League Pass team to watch out for this season. Because it made interesting watching each other's picks. Because if you don't got League Pass, y'all need to go ahead and get that shit. Don't trust ESPN for y'all statistics and y'all stats and what's going on in the league. Get League Pass so you can watch it for yourself, so you can really see what's going on in the league. But yeah, I think we should do that again next episode. So of course we're gonna break that down. But man, as you know, Dave, we always say, hey, y'all know where to find us because we're everywhere. Just hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share with your friends, share with your parents, hell, share with your teacher, your boss. I don't care who sees this shit. Share this joint, man. We trying to come up out here, man. We just some young niggas trying to get it, man. But before we leave off, I just want to say, it's homecoming season. So as a Spartan,
Hey,
I just want to pass the baton off. It's y'all turn now.
hey, let's
Aggie
get
Don't
it, baby.
come out and
Aggie Pride, let's get it, baby.
Aggie Pride.
AGGIE.
What?
Let's get it.
PRIDE. What? Give me
Give me
that.
that.
Give me
Give me
that.
that.
Yeah.
What? Give me that. Give me that. Let's get
Yeah.
it, baby.
Yeah.
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate y'all always having a man in the numbers, looking out for me, make sure I keep it safe, make sure I'm having a good time. It's always good vibes. I love hanging out with y'all during y'all homecoming.
Man,
I'm expecting to have another great weekend.
You got a joint degree with A&T, bro.
Hey,
Hey,
yeah.
hey,
Come on,
hey,
bro.
what niggas don't know, back in the day, Dre was in the Catholic niggas, bro, you feel me? Dre was in the Catholic niggas, dog, you know what I'm saying?
I was
Dre
with-
got
I-
a little degree, little
I was getting them French toast sticks too, y'all. I was getting the French toast sticks on Sunday.
Yep. He was in the Catholic niggas, dog.
Yeah.
But look, man, it's
Hey,
always love, man.
I got a shout out to everyone that got inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
For
Vince
sure.
Carter,
Simone Gustus.
Simone Augustus, Doug Collins, Chauncey Big Shot Billups, Michael Cooper, Bo Ryan, the late great Jerry Rest going in as an executive.
Hold on, what the fuck? Orchard's playing Purdue. Holy shit. My bad.
Shout out to the inductees.
I'm sorry, Dave.
I was trying to figure out what you was talking about. I was like, Purdue, huh? I thought we got rid of them back in April. Like Purdue. Why we give a fuck about Purdue for?
It just threw me off. I was like, why is this shit being? Why are they trying to act like this game's gonna be tough, bro? Get that shit off my TV, man.
But yeah, man. Man, look out for more content. Gonna be in the stadiums and the arenas. It's coming sooner than you think. So
sure, we may give you some content from outside. You know how we do, man. It's gonna.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be one of them weekends.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nah, they ain't ready. Nah, you know what? Let's fuck it. Let's do it, bro. Let's show them how these Aggies get down, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, we might do that.
All right, man.
Some stuff out.
I was just listening.
Don't give a damn.
Hey, look. Since we get to our chat, we're about to end this joint. Hey, yo, it's Drake for PG. I'm with the boys BT, C-No, T, and D, Dr. Esquire Day. We Saxon 4, baby. We out this joint.
Have you cried? Get it.
Yeah.